Hello, you wonderful people. So as many of you know, a little while back, a new Spider-Man was, auditioned and found. Marvel's kind of going to finally get their hands on making a Spider-Man movie, which some people are a little burnt out about, because some people feel like it's like literally The Amazing Spider-Man just came out in 2014. New Spider-Man, he's supposed to make his first appearance in the Captain America movie, Civil War, but the actual Spider-Man movie won't come out till I think 2017 is the number I've seen floating around. Because apparently they have like planned out that they're gonna make 4 Spider-Man movies, and they're saying that basically these, at least the first one is going to have to be extremely good so they can kind of get like The Amazing Spider-Man, because it's kind of like a bad taste in most people's mouths. So it's like people are already a little bled towards Spider-Man because of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which personally I don't think they're as bad as people say they are. Like most people are like, the first one was okay, the second was just like garbage, which I finally saw the second one. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. People have their nitpicks about it, writing, directing, blah, 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 blah. Personally, I enjoyed it. It's like, I mean, I felt the same way about Spider-Man 3. Everyone hated Spider-Man 3. Personally, I was like, it's okay. First of all, it has my all-time favorite Spider-Man villain, Venom. So that was just like, it's automatically okay in my books because of that alone. But it's like, at least between the like Toby Maguire Spider-Man to like the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, there was at least a couple years in between. This time it's going to be like a 3-year period because that came out last year. So it's only going to be like a 3-year space in between. So it's going to be kind of really fresh in people's minds, so it's probably going to be harder to separate. So that's why some people are like, it's a little too soon to be going right back into making Spider-Man movies. I mean, granted, they are going about it differently. Like for this one, Spider-Man's a lot younger. It's all 4 movies are supposed to take place in his high school years. Because even the actor they picked at the time, I think he's like 19, which is like a little bit younger than, I don't remember how old Toby was, but I think Andrew was like 27 or 28 when he got the role the first time, wasn't he? Something like that. But personally, me, I'm super excited. I can't wait because it's like I can never get enough Spider-Man because Spider-Man is legitimately my favorite superhero. And I'm really interested to see what direction they take the movie. Like I've heard certain people talk about like, oh, what kind of villains will they like introduce into like these Spider-Man movies. One that came up that I really was I don't know why I was excited for it, but it's like Kraven was brought up, and it was like the moment someone said Kraven, I'm like, that'd be amazing. I think he's a really nice like antagonist, because he's like, because of the way he goes about, the way he hunts, and like Spider-Man being like his ultimate prey or something like that. I think it'd be pretty nice. Another one that I heard kind of tossed around is Mysterio, which I'm about Mysterio. Like, I mean, I don't like dislike him or anything. He's just not one of those villains I think about. I mean, he's probably one of like more well-known villains. I'm not saying he's the most well-known, but I feel like he's one of the more well-known ones. But when you say Spider-Man, I don't instinctively go to Mysterio. But like, the way he is, I think it'd be pretty sick to see that in movie too, because he's kind of an illusionist, and it'd be pretty sick to see that in movie form too. So I mean, like I said, he wouldn't have been one that came to my mind, but I'd still like to see it. Recently, I was watching something, and someone was talking about like, possible little hints towards what the new Spider-Man is going to be like. One of them is that like a little shot of the new costume, because they had said that the costume is going to be different from the other costumes, and they're saying that possibly this new costume, it hasn't been said, but the people kind of hinted at, because of pictures and stuff, that possibly it might be a suit very similar, or it may actually be like Miles Morales' Spider-Man suit, which I'm sure some fans will be like, well, if you're going to have Miles' suit in it, or at least a suit that looks like Miles, why don't you just have Miles in it? To me, I'm indifferent, because it's like, I didn't even know Miles existed until like a couple months ago when people were like first talking about, oh, the new Spider-Man that they're going to be putting into works. I'm like, people kept throwing around the names Miles Morales, and I was like, who the hell is Miles Morales? So I did a little bit of research into him, and I found out a little bit about him. I will admit, that is a pretty sick costume, like that black and red. That's pretty badass. But Peter Parker's or Spider-Man I've come to always know and love, like, I mean, Miles is kind of relatively new. He got created back in like 2011, so he's not like, he doesn't have nearly the long history that Peter does. But I mean, if they ever decided, like if they had decided to go that route, I wouldn't mind, like, it's because it's a hero I know nothing about. I know bits and pieces. I mean, obviously, I know way more about Peter Parker than him, obviously, because I said Peter's got that history, but it's like I wouldn't have minded if they went that route, but I'm okay with them keeping the Peter Parker route as well. Some people are like, oh, we're burnt out. I mean, this is literally the third Peter Parker, but it's like, whatever. But like I said, that costume is pretty sick, so if they did kind of go that route with the new costume, that'd be pretty awesome. Though it's not one of my favorite costumes, but it's kind of up there now. Like, it's pretty sick. Like, other costumes I really like. I don't know how most people felt about it, but the Amazing Spider-Man costume from the movie, the first movie, I actually dug it. I like, you know, it still kept the traditional red and blue, but it was designed a bit differently. Another one I really like is the 2099 costume. Now, I don't know if it works like that in the comic books or is that just in the video games. I've seen it, but it's kind of got that electricity kind of like running through the suit. I think that looks pretty badass. I don't know if that's just like something they did specifically for video games or whether the suit really looks like that in the comic books too. But my all-time favorite Spider-Man costume, I'd have to say it would probably be like the one from Spider-Man Unlimited. Obviously, he based it around the symbiotes because it's designed like them, because he has like a little watch that he has on his wrist and he presses the button on the watch and then like the suit forms on his body like a symbiote would. It was a show from like '99. It was short-lived. It only had one season that consisted of like 13 episodes. It was pretty good. It just didn't get, I think, the views it needed to sustain itself. Recommend you check it out. You know, like it has that cliffhanger type ending, but I still think it's worth checking out. My question to you guys, are you excited for the new Spider-Man stuff? Or are you kind of burnt out? Like I said, I'm not. It's like, you want to throw more Spider-Man my way? Thank you. I love you for it, but it's like some people, like I said, are burnt out about it. Let me know how you feel in the comments down below. And while you're down there, also tell me, what is your favorite Spider-Man costume? It could be across any material. It could be stuff specific from video games. It could be something specific from comic books as well. Any comic, just tell me what your favorite Spider-Man costume is. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel for much, much more. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.